Hey everybody, it's TF Nut and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Marvel Legends series X-Men series Deadpool 2 Domino figure. Some of the Fox X-Men stuff for Marvel Legends I've been pretty excited for, especially the Cable figure which I recently reviewed, this figure here, and then the Deadpool and Negasonic Teenage Warhead 2-pack that will eventually be coming. And I'm really excited for that, but until then I have Cable and this figure to be looking at. So yeah, let's just go ahead and take a look at the packaging. It's pretty well done. It's very similar to the Cable packaging. It's got this nice red box. It says Marvel Legends series. They crossed out Domino's real name and put Domino in there. And then the Deadpool logos covering the X-Men logos. Got the little sticker there. I mean, it is different for the previous Cable figures packaging because some of the details for the Deadpool logo are actually bent and curled and all that. And I'll show off what the top of the box looks like in a second. But there's also a scratched off age recommendation, and it's 14 plus for some of these new figures. On the top, you can see the Deadpool sticker covering the. It's not a real sticker, but it's designed on there to be covering the X-Men logo, and you can see that it looks like it's kind of peeling off. This is the silhouette that is on the side of the box, and that's going to be the same for the other side. And then we look on the back of the packaging, it's that same silhouette. This time it's much larger. There is no read-up, but I think that's fine. And then this is what the bottom of the box is going to look like with that barcode right there. So let's go ahead and get this figure out of the packaging. So here's Domino out of the packaging, and right out of the box, I gotta say, it's a pretty good figure. I don't really have many issues with it. I'm sure I might find something as time goes on, but it's a very solid figure. Let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories that she comes with, and then we'll take a closer look at the figure. So she comes with a pretty good amount of stuff. She comes with an additional head sculpt, 2 gun holding hands, 2 SMGs, and a pistol. And so here are these SMGs. I believe they're Mac 11s. I could be wrong, but they look really nice. They're both pretty identical. So I'm just going to be taking a look at one of them. The underbarrel knife attachments are a little warped. That can be fixed with some heat, though. I really like the overall sculpt. The paint is pretty good. There's a little bit of silver bleeding onto the black there. Maybe the black could have a little bit better detailing, a little bit better paint. It's just kind of molded in this black, and then they painted it silver. But, I mean, at least they gave paint apps. It still looks pretty alright. This is okay. I mean, it's not practical. I'm not going to blame Hasbro for it. But it's cool that they added it. And they're just going off accuracy. It's still pretty cool. And then we have the sight, which doesn't actually work. You can't actually see anything out of it. But these are still pretty cool. I dig them. We get this pistol that we've actually, I believe, came with the Target exclusive all-white suit Black Widow. Please correct me if I'm wrong, as there is a hole right here. Don't have any effect pieces on me right now. I might shut it off a little later, though, if I get some. You can use some of the new Marvel Legends effects pieces from that Black Widow and War Machine in the hole right here. This is a pretty clean sculpt. It's a pretty small gun, but it will work for Domino. And a little bit of excess plastic there. Yeah, it's just kind of molded in this black. But I like this pistol still. Pretty cool. We get the gun holding hands, as you can see. They have some nice sculpting on the back here. You can see some of the detailing on the gloves. And then there's a little bit of excess plastic on the fingers, but I can get that off easily. Last but not least, this pretty nice additional head sculpt that has... Are these like goggles? I'm pretty sure. I'm not really entirely sure if it's supposed to be goggles. Pretty sure they are. But the hair is great. I really like how they did the hair. It's not translucent, but it's almost like the approach they took. It feels like a very different... It's a softer plastic, I think. It almost looks translucent, but they also added some additional details and paint in here to give it some different shading. And it just actually, to me, looks more realistic. It looks pretty good. And the overall face sculpt, of course, is pretty good. This time around, with this head sculpt, it's a grin. It's more of a grin than the one that she comes packaged with, which I'll show off in a second. But it still looks great. And they have that digital printing on there that looks really awesome. So I'm going to show you an image of what this Domino figure looks like with the actress who plays her, Zazie Beetz. This is her as Domino from Deadpool 2. Do I think the likeness is perfect? Not really. It's pretty damn near close though. It really helps that we still have digital face printing with the movie figures, even if they're not MCU figures. So that's nice to see. This head sculpt is really good. I really like what they did with the paint apps. That white on her eye is really clean. Eyes are not mismatched. I got this off Amazon. And since you're not seeing it in person before you get it, kind of made me worried that there might have been some mismatched eyes, because sometimes that happens. But super clean. The hair is really good. I really like how they did the hair. This is just a little comparison. You can see there's more of a smirk on the head on the right than the one on the left. I think the hair sculpts might be the same. So overall, it's just a really well done head sculpt. Now moving down more to the body, and then I'll go to the arms. I really like the details that are going on in the shirt. You can see some mesh right here on her side. There's some different variations of gray. There's I want to say a brown color. And then there's blue, of course. Looking pretty good. She has a nice string right there. I don't know if that's some kind of necklace or something. Here's what the back looks like towards the shoulders. They kind of sculpted a harness on there. Or basically straps. And yeah, that's what the waist looks like. It's just kind of in this plain. Well, there's a little bit of wrinkling there, but it's kind of like a very dark gray, mostly. The arms are really cool. Skin tone's fairly consistent. It's really well done. These really high gloves that she's got on. They're pretty cool. Not much going on. I mean, some wrinkling, but it's molded in this brown here. It might be, yeah, so it's molded in in her skin tone right here. Then the dark brown is painted here, molded here, and then they paint the skin tone on the fingers. Which isn't the cleanest here, but I just noticed that it didn't look that clean, so it doesn't look horrible. Down lower, we have some silver buckles, which they actually painted, which is awesome. You can see these magazines. They're not removable. Some other attachments. Is that a knife or something? I don't really know. I think that might be some kind of collapsible baton or something. And then some more straps. This is a leg holster. But this is all one piece sculpted actually onto the leg. So you will tend to move around the waist piece here, but at least it's not going to break on you. Really nice legs. There's some stuff going on here. I don't know if what is that? See where it's smooth? That's kind of weird. But we have some dark gray, kind of like before in her outfit, and then we have this blue. I think we've also seen her outfit again. And now we're moving down here, and it's more of this metallic brown actually in the knees. I think it's really cool. You can see that in the boots as well. The black and the brown here contrast very well together, and it kind of looks like leather for the boots. This is what the top of the feet look like. They look really well done, and these sort of have heels, so that's cool. This is what the back looks like for that. Before I move on to the articulation, I believe females usually do have pinless technology for the arms because they're usually single jointed. However, I don't think they usually have pinless technology in the legs. I forgot to mention, if you saw my Old Man Logan and all Old Man Hawkeye review, that the legs for Old Man Hawkeye have pinless technology. And then we have these right here that also have pinless technology. That's cool. But the Punisher has pinless arms but not legs. I guess it's just because they reused those legs already for a previous figure. But yeah, I still think that this figure overall is very well done. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit more and try to focus up for you. You can get a better view. Hopefully it's in focus. It's an overall really cool figure. So we're going to zoom in, try to focus again, and then we'll take a look at the articulation. The head is on a ball peg. It's not on a ball hinge. But it could still get some pretty good range of motion. Maybe not the greatest, but it would be cool if they actually just did a ball hinge, because the hair was not going to get in the way. But, oh well. Still has really good up and down. Side to side, rotation. It's a little loose, but not too bad. Excuse me. Arms go all the way around. They go in and out here. Single jointed elbow, but bends pretty well. We'd have a swivel here. Swivel at the wrist, as well as a hinge. Ball to the waist, so it can go all the way around, forward, back, side to side. Legs can go forward like this, sort of back, upper thigh swivel. Again, with this strap, it's kind of gets in the way, but this is not going to get hindered at all. Double jointed knees. Bend up the foot. That actually has really good up. And then we have an ankle rocker. So, you know, female body molds for Marvel Legends could have a little bit better articulation, but overall, I think it works for this figure. So for size comparisons, we have the Domino figure. That was actually the previous Domino on the left. And then we have the Infinity War Black Widow on the right. And then we have the movie Cable figure on the left with the, I think the 2017 Colossus on the right. That's the only one I own. And then we have the War Machine figure on the left, which I'm going to try to review soon. That figure is freaking awesome. And then the Old Man Hawkeye figure on the right. And then we have the new Spider-Man on the left with the new Imperial Stormtrooper on the right. And then last but not least, we have the Marvel Legends Stanley on the left with the previous comic Deadpool on the right. So to end this review, I'm going to show off what Domino looks like with some of her accessories, as well as some other Marvel Legends figures. This figure is pretty well done. I like it a lot. There's a couple of things I think they could have done differently, like a little bit better articulation in the arms as well as in the head. It's a little hard to move when you want to get her into some certain poses. But other than that, I think this figure is pretty well done. So if you're really interested in the X-Men movie Fox stuff that's coming from Marvel Legends, I do recommend picking up this figure. If you are more of the comic person or you don't really care that much about the Fox X-Men stuff from Marvel Legends, then this is probably a good pass on a figure, especially because this figure is $25. So actually a little bit more. I pre-ordered her on Amazon. I think it was a little bit more over there. So that's something to keep in mind, that when it comes to some of these movie figures, they're a little bit more expensive than regular Marvel Legends. However, they come with enough stuff and are pretty well detailed that I think it warrants the price point. You can check the link in the description where you can pick up this figure. I think you can maybe try to find it still on Amazon, maybe Hasbro Pulse, and Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, all that. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Comment down below what you think about the figure, what you think about the review. Leave a like, share amongst your friends. And yeah, that's about it. I'll see you guys later.